Hi guys, and welcome to this week's QR Code Series episode. So we haven't had a QR Code Series episode for a long time on the channel, so it's really nice to have an episode back, and we're kicking off an episode today with this team you can see on your screen right now. And this is kind of really heavily influenced from a lot of the suggestions that I got when I threw out the question earlier on in the week on the School of Hard Knocks about what Pokemon, what teams, what calls you guys would like to see going forward on that series. So we had an array of amazing suggestions, but some of them really caught my eye because I thought they're really interesting and stuff we haven't really featured at all on the channel, and stuff I haven't really had much experience playing at all in the doubles format, and that is pledge moves, the starters in this generation in particular, and Machamp as well. So we've got all three combined in this team. So what more of a fitting way to kind of bring it back for this first episode that we're kind of doing in a little while, so it'll be a lot of fun, I think. So basically we have had Tosoraku, I think that's how you pronounce the username, of the Canadian player who has kindly put the QR code team up onto the Global Link website. As always, it will be linked in the description below if you guys want to go and try it out after the episode, or anytime you feel like trying some pledge mechanics out. And he actually piloted in the 2017 season to a first place victory at a Premier Challenge. So the team has a lot of potential. It played well. I don't imagine it's the easiest team to kind of pick up and play within a format such as VGC 2017, but it just shows the innovative capabilities of the format, I guess. So really interesting team and a lot of fun. So thank you to Tosoraku for popping the team up there for us to play, and I'll quickly just kind of go over everything for you guys. So we've got the Decidueye there, which is going to be our grass pledge setter. It's got the choice scarf to make sure that you're going to be outspeeding majority of things on the field, so you can get that grass pledge off first. And how the grass and the pledge mechanics work is you set a pledge, so one user uses grass pledge, for instance, so this being the Decidueye in this situation, and it kind of procs if another pledge is being used. So it's a bit like how round would work. So your partnering Pokemon, if it's using the pledge move, will go straight after the primary pledge user. So Decidueye uses grass pledge. Doesn't matter about Primarina speed because it will always go second as long as it's using that water pledge. It turns into a grass pledge, and I think it's got a base power of 150, so it's ridiculous base power, and has a secondary effect that creates like a marsh kind of field effect, which reduces the opposing Pokemon's speed by half, 50% for 4 turns. So it's a pretty cool side effect to the move. Huge base power as well, and it can really start helping to build momentum within the team. So we've got the Decidueye, we've got the Primarina, we've got Choice Band Arcanine, which is a favourite of mine, Xurkitree with the Electrium Z, we've got a Choice Specs Tapu Lele, and we've got that Machamp with the Sculpt Lens, interestingly enough, running Cross Chop, Stone Edge, Bullet Punch and Protect. So that Sculpt Lens is going to even further increase the critical hit ratio of the Cross Chop and the Stone Edge, which would be really interesting if we can kind of get that going as well. So without further ado, guys, I've already got the team loaded up, so let's jump on the Battle Spot ladder, see if we can find some opponents that have some really good games. And as I always say on these QR code episodes, you don't need to just get suggestions in for the School of Hard Knocks. If you've got QR code teams that you've seen or you've created yourselves that you'd like to see featured on the channel, let me know in the description below and I will add them to the list that we've already got and make sure that we do feature them at some point. And if there's no specific QR codes that you've seen for teams, things like that, just particular Pokemon, let me know as well, because it's something I want to carry on doing. And I think the QR code series that we've got, it's kind of like a little bit of fun midweek that kind of lets us explore some maybe underused Pokemon and things like that. So we have our first opponent of the day, Aku, and they are running a team of Tapu Bulu, Tapu Koko, Arcanine, Garchomp, Metagross and Tapu Fini. So we've got a trio of Tapus here. Supporting cast of Arcanine, Garchomp, which is not uncommon to see, and that Metagross, so which will be protected from any ground type attacks that we see coming out. From nothing on our team because we don't have any ground type attacks. So How are we going to approach this match? Could we lead off with Decidueye Primarina? It's not a bad idea. Because even if we see the Metagross come out, we still got access to Shadow Ball on the Decidueye. I think I will bring... Do we bring Lele here? Because I mean it disrupts the opponent's terrains pretty well. I think I'd like Intimidate with Arcanine and Lele or Xurkitree. Let's go Lele. Lele is probably... Alright, if we can get the pledge set up and then get Lele on the field with that kind of marsh field effect that we create through the grass pledge, Lele is going to be outspeeding pretty much everything and doing huge damage with those choice specs. And the same goes for Arcanine as well with the choice band. So I guess let's see how it goes. So you see my opponent lead off with the Tapu Fini, Tapu Bulu. We're probably going to see a grassy terrain come up here. We might have to sack Primarina here, but it might be worth it. So let's go for that grass pledge. I've got a feeling that the Tapu Fini probably protects here or switches out. Tapu Bulu is more likely to stay in an attack, so just to make sure that I get this pledge off, we're not going to be doing too much damage, but again, 150 base attack boosted by the grassy terrain. It should still be doing a good chunk to this Tapu Bulu, and it's more likely that it probably won't protect. But we see no protects coming out from my opponent, so we could have just attacked straight into that Tapu Fini. Look at that damage, that's insane. Okay, so that's why the pledges are good. Primarina is holding the Life Orb, and we see Assault come out onto the Decidueye. So it looks like it's probably a Choice Scarf Tapu Fini. And Tapu Bulu just going to get a lot of health back. But that's fine. Because now we can bring in Tapu Lele. And we will be outspeeding everything. So it means we can get some big attacks off. Changes the terrain as well. We don't need to worry too much about the Tapu Fini right now because I think we just go for a Psychic maybe. We could Dazzle. Psychic's probably the better one into the Bulu. And should we just Moonblast into the Fini as well? Yeah, let's Moonblast into the Fini. I mean, we're going to be outspeeding everything, so it's fine. We might see a switch. Bulu just protects here. There's a Psychic into the Bulu. And Moonblast into the Fini. Let's see how much damage this does. If we're doing about 50%, that would be great. Just shy. Just shy. And the Swagger. Ah, okay. So we'll confuse our Tapu Lele. Reveal that Fini's not scarfed either, so that's interesting. Let's go for a Psychic again into the Bulu and just bring in... do we switch? Or do we just go for another Moonblast into the Fini? Let's go for another Moonblast into it. We might end up proccing a berry, but at least we're going to proc it now. Potentially, if it's holding a berry. We just got to hope that we don't hit ourselves in confusion with the Lele. So there's the switch out. Is Metagross going to come in? No, it's Arcanine. Okay, so as long as we don't hit ourselves in confusion, we should be alright. Come on, Lele. Oh, of course you hit yourself in confusion. We do get the Moonblast off. Is it going to be enough to take down this Fini? Don't think so. Oh, it is. So we got a pretty low roll last time and a pretty high roll this time, which is really nice. Okay. So we're still sitting in an alright position, I guess. We just need to hope. Now might be a good time to actually just switch out the Lele into the Arcanine and protect Primarina. Yeah, I think I'll do that. And just protect Primarina from any grass type attacks coming on to us here. And I think after this we'll have one more turn where we'll be outspeeding everything. So we get the Intimidate off onto the opposing Arcanine and Tapu Bulu. We'll protect with Primarina and we'll see what my opponent's going to go for. Hopefully we don't see something like a substitute on the Tapu Bulu, but we just see a Horn Leech into the Primarina here and Flare Blitz into our Arcanine, which we should be able to take pretty comfortably here, which is fine. Okay. Right. The animation is just ridiculous. It takes so long. And the swamp disappears. So we've got a hope now that our Arcanine outspeeds the Bulu, which it should do. And we can just go for a Water Pledge. I don't want to go for the Sparkling or Rare because it hits all targets. So we'll be hitting our own Arcanine, which would be a bit counterproductive at this point. And I'll just go for a Grass Pledge into the Arcanine here. So you see the Arcanine withdraw. Going to see Garchomp come out onto the field and just the Bulu protecting. Now it's a little bit awkward this next turn because if the Garchomp has access to Tectonic Rage, can quite happily just fire that off into the Arcanine. What's Primarina's speed? That's the other thing, because if we outspeed the Bulu, let's have a look. Speed stuff we got 101 maybe. But it's still a bit risky. Like one play we could make is I think just go for the Flare Blitz into the Bulu. We've still got Lele in the back, so it's fine. And I'm going to go for a Moonblast into the Garchomp and hope we outspeed the Tapu Bulu here. If we get outsped by both, so we're going to see the Bulu switch out for the Arcanine. We're just going to see a Rock Slide maybe from the Garchomp here. No, it is a Tectonic Rage. This is going to be into the Arcanine. You've got to imagine it is. Although my opponent might predict the Protect on the Arcanine, we haven't revealed anything to say we're not Protect variant. They might be going into the Primarina, which they are. Okay. That's fine. We do lose Primarina, which is a bit unfortunate, but we still got our Arcanine kicking round, so that is good. Do some decent damage with the Flare Blitz. The next problem is though that we're going to get rid of the grassy terrain, and this Garchomp is going to be able to launch some big earthquakes into us, which is not ideal. So I don't know if we're going to be able to really close this game out. Well, we're locked into Flare Blitz really with Arcanine. What's the speed of Lele? That's the other thing. Let's check speeds on Lele. 119. So we might outspeed the Arcanine depending on how bulky it is. Let's just try and get some more chip into this opposing Arcanine and go for a Psychic into the Garchomp here. Garchomp protects. Okay. Gonna get a Flare Blitz off into the opposing Arcanine, but we're probably gonna take... Oh wow, we get so lucky there. Critical hit my opponent's Arcanine, take it down. That's ridiculous. And that's really unfortunate for my opponent now, because the Bulu comes in and reduces the power of the Earthquake for the Garchomp. So it's totally flipped the game on its head. Meaning that we'll be able to just go donk donk, really. Unless the Garchomp comes back with some vengeance and starts rock sliding and gets some flinches, which you can't blame my opponent for if they do get after that critical hit, because that was pretty huge. Because you've got to imagine that the Arcanine was probably targeting into the Lele there. And there's no way we would have KO'd the Arcanine in most of the circumstances with the Flare Blitz. I think the best we could have hoped for was maybe procking a berry if it was holding it. So really unfortunate for my opponent, but we'll see what my opponent goes for here. Garchomp going for those rock slides. So this is going to get a flinch. Wow, doing huge damage to Arcanine. Oh, and the Tapu Bulu actually outspeeds. Okay, so the crit didn't even matter at all. And we're going to see a Flare Blitz go into the Bulu, but that is going to be enough because the Garchomp is going to be able to pick up a KO with an Earthquake or a Rock Slide this next turn. So fast Bulu. It must be a pretty fast Bulu. But fast Bulu is cool. Like, it is really good. And I don't mind this too much at all because I think the crit just extended the game a bit longer than it probably should have gone on for. We'll go for a cheeky Flare Blitz, maybe we'll get lucky and the Rock Slide misses. But my opponent not even risking it, just going for that Earthquake, which will be enough to take our 15 health. Arcanine down, very good game to my opponent. Bit unfortunate that we didn't get the win, but we can't have any regrets there. Maybe could have played differently in a few places. But overall my opponent played well and it was a fun game, so we'll go on to the next one, see if we can get a little bit of a better result and maybe get this pledge going as well. Kind of needed the pledge to kick in again more towards the later stages of the game rather than keeping it for doing it early on. It'd give us a big advantage early on, but we just didn't capitalise on it enough, I don't feel. So, one battle, one loss. And just so you guys know, if you watch the School of Hard Knocks series as well, I will probably try and play some games in between now and our next episode. Just to get our rating up a bit, so we get a few more higher rated opponents on the channel for Friday. And I'll try and get some in before the stream tomorrow night. So for you guys out there that don't know, we do a stream once a week over on our Twitch channel that we've recently started. So that will be at 9 PM UK time tomorrow evening, Thursday night. If you want to come and hang out, and we'll do some battle spot battles with maybe our School of Hard Knocks team this week, and then just hang out and chat and stuff like that. So it'll be a lot of fun. So we have our next opponent of the day, Ryan, and he is running a team of Lucario, Tapu Fini, Gengar, Snorlax, Porygon Z, and Pheromosa. So a mad selection of Pokemon here, really cool team. You've got the Lucario that threatens with the Follow Me, a Gengar there that probably has a sash, has access to things like Destiny Bond, Taunt, could have Never Ending Nightmare, you never know. And then you've got the Porygon Z that's probably maybe a conversion, Porygon Z. But a lot of threats on this team. So how are we going to set up against it? Do we go Pledge? Pledge might be good to start with, I guess. Do need to be a bit careful with the Gengar, maybe. But let's go Pledge to start with. Arcanine and Machamp, or Arcanine and Xurkitree. I feel like Xurkitree could be quite good here. Let's go Xurkitree. Let's lock in Zerk. Machamp might have been good there as well, obviously with the Snorlax being present on the team. But we'll see how long this goes on for. If we've got time for one more, we might be able to feature that Machamp in a third game. So we lead off with that Decidueye Primarina again. And we'll see what my opponent leads off with. Lucario and Snorlax. Okay. Probably going to see a follow me from the Lucario, right? You've got to imagine. Well, let's go for the pledge into the Snorlax here. And there's the follow me. So we're just going to be hitting into the Lucario. But we will get the marshy terrain up, I guess. We'll probably see the Snorlax go for maybe... what, a belly drum here? Yeah, there's the belly drum. But Decidueye is not in too bad a position, to be honest, because it's not really threatened by any big returns or anything like that from the Snorlax. We should be able to pick up the KO onto the Lucario with a Grass Pledge. You've got to imagine. We could just protect Primarina here. I think that's not a bad idea, really. So let's just protect Primarina. And there's just another follow-away from the Lucario. Gotta hope that this Grass Pledge kind of takes it down. Which it does, so that's great. Okay. And frustration just into that Primarina. Okay. So what is my opponent going to bring in now? It is the Pheromosa. Speed is halved, so Primarina will outspeed it. I think we hit, what was it? Yeah, we should outspeed Pheromosa. Do we go for maybe double into the Pheromosa here? Or maybe just get some damage onto the Snorlax with the Grass Pledge, Fire Pledge, because we know we've got the Arcanine in the back. So we can bring Arcanine in, and if we can put the Snorlax in range of, say, like a Flare Blitz, then it's going to be a lot easier to deal with. So we do some big damage to Snorlax there. Seeing Ice Beam come out from the Pheromosa, but not going to be enough, quite enough, and then just a frustration into the Primarina, which is fine. So, okay, let's bring in Arcanine. And I'm going to switch out Decidueye at this point. Oh, an Adrenaline Orb. Okay. I mean, how many turns of the terrain? So the swamp's only going to last one more turn. Kind of need to get rid of the Snorlax, to be honest. We've got the Xurkitree in the back as well. I think I'm just going to go for a Grass Pledge into the Pheromosa, break any potential sash on it. Is it likely even going to have a sash? And I'm just going to go for a Flare Blitz into the Snorlax. That should be enough to take it down. So there's no Protect coming out from my opponent. Do get the Grass Pledge off. Does decent enough damage as well. There's the Flare Blitz. And Snorlax going down. My opponent down to his last 2 Pokemon, but probably going to see an Ice Beam maybe come out here from the Pheromosa. Okay. Probably will reset the Intimidate maybe, but we will have to see. There's a Beast Boost in Speed. Okay. And let's bring in Xurkitree, our last Pokemon. Our last hop. And Porygon Z. Okay. So. Let's go for... Let's go for Gigavolt Havoc. Oh, I mean... What speed is Xurkitree? Because do we even outspeed? No, we're probably not going to outspeed the Porygon Z, so we're probably better off going for the Gigavolt Havoc into the Pheromosa against any potential Protect coming out from it, and then Flare Blitzing into the Porygon Z with Arcanine. It's just an Ice Beam coming out from the Pheromosa. And a Z move. Hopefully this is not conversion. Breakneck Blitz. If it is, we're done for. It is. Oh no. Who's this into? Gotta be into the Xurkitree, right? Kind of imagine doubling into it. It's into the Arcanine. Okay. This is gonna be super close. Because here comes our Z move. But it's not going to be close at all because this Porygon Z's blatantly got Hyper Beam. So, I don't know if we can get around that. We maybe would have been better off going for the Z move into the Porygon Z, to be honest. And we do get a Beast Boost. But I don't think it's really going to matter too much. Let's just go for Protect, see what this Porygon Z goes for. But it's gonna reveal Hyper Beam. It's got to, right? There it is. Okay, our only saving grace here really is the 95% chance, and it misses. We might not even be able to KO with one Thunderbolt. No miss, and my opponent gonna be able to pick up the KO here. But very good game to my opponent. Okay, we'll have one more game because we've got to get at least one win with this team. We've got to get one win with this team. We should have definitely just... I think if we targeted into the Porygon Z that turn with the Gigavolt Havoc, we might have had a bit of a better chance, I think, against the Pheromosa, but... It would all depend on what the Pheromosa had in its locker as its last, well, its other attacks, because it only really revealed the Ice Beam. Wow, okay, rating not going well. So we've got some work to do to get this back, but we'll have one more game. We've got Big V from Spain as our next opponent, and they're running a team of Tapu Lele, Gastrodon, Garchomp, Arcanine, Snorlax, and Tapu Koko. Okay. So, definitely go and pledge here. Should we bring Machamp? I don't know if we should. I kind of want to because we haven't featured it yet. I don't know if it's a good idea. I don't know. We do want to get a win. Could be good against the Snorlax. Would be very good against the Snorlax. Doesn't do too bad against the Gastrodon. I mean, we can hit the Arcanine for good damage with it. It's just the Tapus that cause us a few issues. Tempted to go Arcanine and Lele, but... Let's go Lele and let's go Machamp here. And hopefully we can get a win. And we might do now. I mean, we brought the Machamp. We've left it out every other game, so maybe bringing it now means that we get a result with it. So there's Decidueye, Primarina coming out for our side of the field, and we see Snorlax, Gastrodon from my opponent. Okay. I've got the Grass Pledge combination that we can go for, but the Gastrodon's likely to protect here. You've got to imagine it does. So let's just go for the Grass and Water Pledge right now into the Snorlax. Snorlax is probably the one thing likely not to protect out of the two. Gastrodon's so heavily threatened from Decidueye that it probably switches out or protects. No protect though. Wow. Alright. So we get this Pledge attack off into the Snorlax. Do some big damage. Probably activate. Proc the berry here on the Snorlax. You've got to imagine. No berry activating though. Okay. We take an Ice Beam from the Gastrodon and Decidueye and Toxic from the Snorlax. Okay. Into Primarina. And Snorlax revealing the leftovers. So, I mean, we just Grass Pledge, right, into Gastrodon. And I guess we could Water Pledge as well, just to make sure. But I feel like we just go for Moonblast maybe into the Snorlax. That might even be enough to pick up the KO there. Snorlax protects. And there's a Grass Pledge. This should be enough to pick up the KO on the Gastrodon. Yeah. And Moonblast just hitting into that protect on the Snorlax. We're healing up a little bit more health each turn. But we don't need to worry too much at the minute because we do have that Machamp in the back. Depends what comes in on my opponent's side of the field in place of that Gastrodon. So there's a Garchomp. Okay. Just Moonblast into the Garchomp. Maybe switching. Yeah, let's bring in Machamp now. And let's go for Moonblast into Garchomp. I mean, does the Garchomp protect here? That's the other thing. I don't think so. I don't think so. Gone from my opponent's first play. They didn't even protect the Gastrodon in front of a Grass type, so I don't think... Oh, it does! My opponent throwing curveballs here, there and everywhere. So, Moonblast hitting straight into that protect. We're going to see the Snorlax go for another Toxic into the Machamp this time. And you've got to imagine that the Snorlax probably protects this next turn. Okay, so let's go for that Cross Chop into the Snorlax, just in case it doesn't protect, and go for that Moonblast into the Garchomp, which should be enough to pick up the KO. Life Orb Moonblast from Primarina. There's a protect from the Snorlax. And Moonblast into this Garchomp is going to be enough. Okay. And I think the marsh kind of ends now, so it will depend on what my opponent's got to come in. Hey, Toxic. Yeah, the swamp disappears. Okay. It's Arcanine. Alright. Well, we don't mind this too much. Even though we are getting intimidated, we can still go for a Cross Chop into the Snorlax, which we will do. And Maybe switch out Lele, Primarina into Lele here. We've got to hope that we kind of connect with the cross chop. Arcanine just protecting. I think I was more worried there just about potential Flare Blitz coming out. Do we crit? Oh, we don't even critical hit. And Snorlax going for a sub. This is one crazy Snorlax. Toxic sub. Okay, so let's switch out Machamp into Decidueye, I guess, and just go for Psychic into the Arcanine, because the Snorlax is going to protect here, you've got to imagine. Psychic should be enough to pick up the KO onto the Arcanine. Snorlax protecting. There's a Flare Blitz from the Arcanine. Who's this into? Lele, okay. I guess it makes more sense because the Machamp's on the toxic counter. But Specs, Lele are going to be able to clean this up, and then we've got Lele and Decidueye, which will be able to deal with this Snorlax now. So we do come out victorious in the end. We'll go for a Frenzy Plant because we've not used that yet, and just a Psychic as well. And my opponent just forfeit. So good game to my opponent, and we'll wrap things up there, guys. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. It's been, even though we've not had the best results, we've had a lot of fun kind of featuring the pledge, its mechanics behind it, and the team in general has been a lot of fun to play. So it's a little bit different, and just again, just to Tosasaku, I'm not even pronouncing it right, am I? Just, it's a joke. Thanks so much for putting the QR code up on the global link. As I said earlier, guys, the QR code will be linked in the description below if you'd like to go and try it out. I think it's a difficult team to play, I think. I'll probably have a few more games with it myself, just off screen, just to see if I can get a hang of it. And maybe it'll give me and inspire some ideas for a team going forward, because it's been a lot of fun. And it's nice to feature things like Decidueye and Primarina that just don't get as much spotlight as some of the other Pokemon in this format do. And Primarina is pretty powerful, especially with the Life Orb. It's got a good typing, same typing as Tapu Fini, but just a bit of a different move pool. So and some different options there. But it does have some good base stats as well. That special attack is pretty high, so very interesting. But we're going to wrap things up there, guys. We'll be back for another episode of our QR code series next week. So if you've got any suggestions in the meantime, do keep them coming, and we'll be back next week. If you've enjoyed the episode, do just leave a like if you've got 2 minutes and you've enjoyed the episode. As always, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button for all of our daily updates and content and things like that. And we'll be back with our best of 3 battler tomorrow on the channel. So 7:30 tomorrow. Very good friend of mine and top VGC player will be playing a best of 3 against myself. So don't miss that. And then we've got the stream tomorrow evening at 9 PM over on our Twitch channel. So if you're around, come over and hang out for an hour and a half. It should be a lot of fun. But we'll be back with an episode of the School Hard Knocks on Friday, and I will see you all then. So until then, guys, you take care of yourselves, have fun whatever you're doing, and I will see you then. So until then, bye bye.